Hi everyone, I'm Sherry with Missouri Star Quilt Company, and it is Tuesday Newsday. And as you can see, we're out in the quilting studio, and I'm joined by Becky Bowen. Hey Becky.
Welcome guys, I'm glad to have you guys back in machine quilting.
Yeah, we're excited to show you a few things today. Now, if y'all recall, back in June, we showed you around kind of what happens when you mail one of your quilt tops in. But today, we wanted to show you a little more in depth as to what we do when we put it on the long arm and take it off the long arm and have
the
it
real magic
trimmed.
stuff, the fun stuff. Yeah.
So, which I know nothing about. So.
Well, I know just a little bit. Just kidding. Yeah. I think we have one here that would probably suit this right here.
We do, guys.
Is this one?
This is our quilt spa, if you remember.
Yeah.
And we have a little wall hanging. This was actually made by Jenny. And I just need to show you what it looks like because we are actually going to have this quilted as we talk.
Yep.
So, should we go see Angie?
Let's go see Angie.
All right. Okay. Hey, Angie.
Hi.
All right, Becky.
All right. This is Angie Mobley. She's our lead here in machine quilting, and for the purposes of filming, she's already loaded our backing for us today. She's measured it, making sure that it's bigger than our quilt top by at least 8 inches. That 8 inches of extra backing is super, super important. That allows us to make sure that we can stitch off the edge of the quilt and make sure that in case that there's any wonkiness or there's the quilt grows or does anything, that we have plenty of backing. So we really appreciate that extra 8 inches. I'm going to hand this over to Angie. She's going to go ahead and load this, get it all basted down, and then we're going to kind of let some things happen here.
So that's the backing that's already preloaded. Yeah.
And is this, did you say this was some special fabric?
That's actually some of the batiks that I came back home with from Africa.
That is so cool. So cool.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
It's so fun.
I hear that this is a project for someone special in Jenny's life.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll keep it top secret.
That person,
yes, we're going to keep it top secret, so it's still a surprise.
Absolutely.
Base the line first.
Yep. So what she's getting ready to do, she's getting ready to baste the batting down, and you're probably wondering why that's important. That's actually going to give her a straight line, so when she loads the top, that she knows that she's starting off as straight as possible. Otherwise, if she doesn't do that, then we could visually accidentally get this offset, and it would be at a diagonal, and then the quilt's going to go quilt down, and we don't want that to happen. So it's very important to start off with that basting line on the batting. She's just changing a quick setting here. As you guys can see, we're using Anova's M28s. We absolutely love, love, love the Anovas. Very quiet machines too. I'm not sure if you can tell, but we actually have about 27 of them running in the room right now, and you probably can't really even hear them. Making sure that the batting is nice and flat and there's no puffiness in it as she goes along.
Now we're using a thread color that is blending with our background.
Right.
It shows linen.
Yep, linen is the color of the thread. We use Tech Glide thread.
And then we picked a quilting pattern called Ginger Snaps.
That's upside down.
Is it upside
and it's
down?
really
Yep, there you
cute.
go. Yep, it's a pumpkin.
There's no pumpkin or flower.
Nope. She's laying that exactly right along that basting line that she did on her batting, making sure that the top is straight as possible. And then from there, she's going to baste down that top as well. That's going to secure it to all 3 layers, making sure it doesn't shift. This is the part of it that is very important. This process will dictate about how the rest of the quilting is going to go. Do you guys think Angie looks familiar? She has actually did some filming with Craig and Misty on their series that they had earlier this year. So she's a big natural to this whole being filmed while she's working.
Well, she also does a great job.
She is a fantastic quilter.
Yes. You've got a lot of great quilters out here.
We're very blessed, very blessed. Not only is she going to baste the top line, but she's also going to baste the sides. That's going to keep it, again, from shifting from side to side as the arm goes across it. It's going to keep it a nice straight, square position. And she's just going to baste to the throat of the quilt
You know, this is actually the first time I've ever seen this.
Really? Isn't that crazy? And as many times as you've been down here
I
and as many
know,
projects
I
you have dropped off.
It's kind of exciting.
Right. So it was kind of funny when you first gave this to us, you kind of said that you might have to tug on it. And I told you like, oh no, we're not worried about that at all. And this is why, because this basting process really takes a lot of that out. And like I said, it gives you a nice flat surface canvas per se to work off of. So I know some people don't base their tops down, but it's something that we take very seriously here at Missouri Star. Not saying there's a right and a wrong way, but this is just our way. Our basting stitches are about a 1/2 inch in length. That way it's nice and easy for us to take out when we're done or when you receive it back home. As you can tell, it's the basting is really taking out any fullness that there might have been. And she's just making sure as she goes down that she's getting that as square as possible. Look how nice and flat.
I know, it's looking great.
Yes.
It's looking great.
Just a few more basting stitches, and she's at the edge of the throat.
Clamps.
Okay, and then she's going to clamp the backing to make sure that there's plenty of tension on that. And there's one on the other side as well. We're going to go ahead and spin the computer around for you too, so you can kind of see what that what the computerized side of it looks. So we've chosen the pattern ginger snap. Part of it is just for the filming process. It's a nice quick pattern, but still has lots of nice detail to it. So she's already built this all in here for us so we can see it. As soon as she's ready to go, then it's going to start turning the green lines red, and that's going to indicate that it's already been sewn out, and then it'll kind of show her where she's at. So yep, we're ready when you are. Guys, our goal here today is to have this completely finished before the end of our Tuesday Newsday. Normally we would talk about some important information before we got into anything, but today we're doing it just a little bit different, so we can make sure that this is done before we send you guys back off to your other activities for the day. She's just trimming off the excess on the pattern, so there's no reason to go all the way to the edge of the backing. So she's just making sure that she's quilting what needs to be quilted. It's trims based off the location of the sew head. She's going to trim that top too, just like she trimmed the sides. Angie, how long have you been quilting?
Maybe coming up on 4 years.
4 years she's been with Missouri Star in the quilting department. She worked here prior to that out in the shipping, and we recruited her and some of her friends for a weekend shift, and then I recruited her for my day shift and made her my lead. She's been fantastic. Couldn't do this without her. So are we ready to hit the go button?
We're ready to go.
So you've seen pretty much the whole entire setup. It's really that quick, that painless.
And here it goes.
She's going to have to hit one more button here. Do the pickup on her bobbin. And it's going to do a few tie-off stitches, and then it's going to start making the quilt top beautiful with the ginger snap pattern. Listen to how quiet it is. That's what the thing that always just amazes me, that that big of a sew head and it's that quiet.
With oil.
Oil is important. All right.
Okay.
Sherry, let's go talk about our important announcements, and then we'll come back over in a few minutes and we'll check and see what kind of progress we have.
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks, Angie, so much.
Okay, guys, today happens to be a very special day. because out of the entire year, today is the day for our lightning daily deals.
Lightning
day.
daily deals. Like it's
I
just
know,
so
it's
exciting.
so exciting.
Yes.
So it's actually already started at midnight, and it's going to go through all day. And what happens is about every 30 minutes, they're going to throw out a lightning round, a new deal. And some of them you can buy 2 of, 3 of, or even more.
Yeah.
And so throughout the year,
we do this like twice. This is only like
I think so. I think it was in
it was in February last time. Yeah, like we don't do this very often.
So here's a tip. If you like a deal, card it and check out right away with a bundle.
Yep.
It will not save the cart, so you do need to check out.
Check out. Yeah,
and
it's not gonna
check back every 30 minutes to see if there's any additional new deals that you would like, and you can continue to add for your bundle.
Yep. And that bundle is pretty cool because if once you hit $59, your shipping is going to become free. So you're not going to pay a shipping fee on every single order. As soon as you start bundling, you're going to pay one shipping fee. And as soon as you go over that $59 threshold, it's going to be free.
And you're also going to earn Golden Star tickets with every $10 spent on top of all these deals.
I mean, how much better can it get?
I know,
it's almost like Christmas in September?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best. It's a great time to buy Christmas gifts for your friends or your guild it's so much fun. So
I can't wait to hop on there myself.
I know it.
See what all there
I
is.
know that I might not be the most productive employee today because I'm probably going to be watching all the deals.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't tell nobody. It'll be our little secret, Cherry.
So once our quilt is quilted, what's going to happen after that?
Well, after that, we're going to bring it over and Debbie's going to trim it for us. She's stepped off to the side here, but she's going to trim it. And then Rachel here is going to get it prepared to ship out to this special person in Jenny's life. So it's going to be pretty cool. While it's still quilting though, I do want you guys to know there are some really important quilting dates coming up. For our Christmas rush, we have to have those orders in by October 13th. And then 14 days later, which is October 27th, we have to have those quilt tops here in town to ensure you're going to have it back in time for Christmas. So please, 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 if you have something that you're wanting for Christmas done, we need the order placed by October 13th. And then we need to have it received here in Hamilton no later than October 27th. Cannot stress to you how important those dates are. We want to make sure we give our quilting staff enough time to repair and get everything back to you in time so you can bind it and do the finishing touches and give it to whoever you want to. Also want to let you guys know on October 13th, we're going to suspend our rush services at that time. So that way we make sure that we are getting those Christmas quilts out in a timely manner. So October 13th is a very, very important date for any of you guys that have those last minute projects that you want to get done for Christmas. So please don't forget that. So,
all right.
Yes.
So guys, at the snap of a finger, that quilt is going to be done.
Yes.
So Becky, let's go see if it's ready.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
The quilting magic has happened.
Isn't it adorable?
It is adorable. So one thing that we'll do on every quilt before it unloads off the long arm is we're going to do a final inspection of it. Angie would normally do our final inspections, but since she is our quilter today, I'll go ahead and do that final inspection for her. We just want a set of third eyes that, haven't seen it, maybe not as attached to it, just to make sure that there's no eyelashing or making sure there's no imperfections, especially on the back side of the quilt. So I'm going to step on the back side here and we'll do that quick final inspection. Oh my gosh, sometimes I think that the backings look just as good after they're quilted as the tops do. Those stitches look amazing.
That's a really cute quilting pattern.
I do. Ginger snap is one of my favorite, yes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get this finished unloaded here real quick.
And so we go to trimming next.
Yes, we're going to go to trimming, and actually it's going to get inspected one more time over there as well. Boy, this red snapper does not want to come off. There we go. That is a true testament on how well those snappers work.
Thank you, Angie. We
Thank
appreciate you
you.
doing that for us.
All right.
Thank you.
Kind of show it off a little bit
Oh,
before
that's
it's trimmed.
adorable.
It's so cute.
So cute.
All right. We're going to hand this off to Debbie, and she's going to be our final inspector. So she's going to look at the top threads and the bottom threads, making sure that there's no foldovers, there's no puckering, and again, making sure that the stitch quality looks great. Every quilt will go through 3 inspections. The first one being the quilter themselves, the second one being the lead or a manager, and then the third one will be the trimmer. So
Okay.
we do our very best to make sure there's no mistakes in the beginning. Sometimes things happen, but we always try to catch them before they leave here. So since we are binding this quilt, she's going to square it up so that way it's easier for the binders when it comes to that time.
I think that backing goes perfect.
I love it.
with that top.
I think she accidentally got into off the edge of her mouth there. And also a note too, if you do have us trim your quilt, anytime that there's extra 2 inches or more on the sides, we're going to trim the excess batting off, and we're going to send you those scraps home. So if you would like to use your backing as binding, we will always send that back home with anything that's extra. So
a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I know I've done that in the past. Yeah.
And it's usually one of our #1 questions, like please send back our scraps. And we just make it a habit. Like I said, anything that could be used for a binding strip or bigger, we're going to send back. So
Do a lot of customers have you guys bind?
yeah, about probably 25 to 30% of all the quilts we
Oh, wow.
receive or that receive our binding services. We do binding by machine or by hand. It's whichever you prefer.
What seems to be the most popular?
Machine binding.
Machine binding.
Yep. We used to use a zigzag stitch for all of our machine binding. And when about 2 years ago, I think we made the switch over to a more of a straight line binding, which I thoroughly enjoy. I think it looks so nice finished. And but of course, Jenny always
Sometimes
has
it's hard to tell sometimes.
it really is.
If it's done by hand or by
Yep.
machine.
Jenny still loves her hand binding, and that will probably never
She does.
change.
She does. So once she has trimmed this, and if it's going to be mailed out,
Yes,
then
we're
we get
gonna
to see what that process
Yeah, we're gonna
is
have
with
Rachel do that. Yep. We make sure that when they're sent out that we take the best care of them possible. Just a few little things that we do special to them that people probably don't think about, but it makes a huge difference. So I didn't check the rotary cutter very good before I handed it over to her. We might need a new blade. No pressure, Debbie. One last little trim here.
There we go. And so
Okay.
this would be
normally
sent
go back to the
Uh-huh.
customer. Yes, absolutely. We'll get this back to you here in just a little bit, Terry. But for today, for filming purposes, we'll go ahead and move on to Rachel and what the final process is going to be.
Okay.
So the first thing Rachel's going to do is she's going to put it into a clear plastic bag. That bag is actually very, very, very important. As we all knew, sometimes when we put them on carriers, that there's other things that's being shipped out and possibly liquids. If for something in somebody else's box would happen to run into an issue and happen to come open, we don't want those liquids to be on your quilt. So we always put it into a plastic bag. She's also going to take this vacuum cleaner and remove any air. The biggest part of that is just so we can get it into the smallest box possible. So this is a pretty small project, so it just makes it look like nice and tidy too. But the plastic bag is very, very important. Also, when we ship them out, we always include insurance and a signature required. That is important because we don't want anybody leaving them on your doorstep in case of weather, in case of a neighborhood dog that likes to chew on boxes. And of course, the people that think that your box is their gift, it's not supposed to be. So we always make sure that there's a signature required. It is an indirect signature, so it doesn't have to be you personally, but it's somebody inside the household. So
Perfect.
yes.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yep.
All right, guys. This has been so fun seeing the second process of all this quilting.
Right. There is one more thing. I don't know if we got one in the box or not because we know who this one is. There is one in there. We actually have a machine quilting exclusive chuck. The only way to get one of these chucks is to send in your quilt to us. Even if you drop it off at the shop, we'll make sure you get one. But that's the exclusive quilt chuck for machine quilting. So we know how popular chuck is.
Great. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we hope everybody has a great week. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.